All right, so it's another beautiful summer day out here in Texas. Of course, I'm inside. I might do a couple more videos inside over the summer. It's pretty hot outside, but I do like filming outside. And of course, hot day. What do you want? You want water. I think water's super important. Drink a little bit of water there. Big part of survival, right? Part of the rule of threes, part of any survival plan is your water, whether it's your emergency drinking water in the little packets. We got some of these, and I've shown these before. You just get a regular bottle of water, and I've noticed, and maybe it's just me, it sure seems like the plastic quality on these just keeps getting thinner. Like they just keep going thinner and thinner plastic. Maybe that's just me, but these things just get super crunchy for the cheaper ones, and I don't like paying a lot for bottled water. Honestly, not a huge fan of paying for bottled water in general. But want to talk about water, right? Talk about water in Mylar bags, some of the water option, and show you something I did. I did a thing, something I've been thinking about, been playing with in the back of my mind for a long time, been wanting to kind of do this, haven't done it before, and I haven't seen anyone else do it before, but it's just an idea. I was inspired looking at these. So in terms of cost, right? So this is one of the cheapest options in terms of buying water. I mean, you can take 2-liter jugs if you drink soda or something like that, store those, reuse those. There's some pretty low cost options, upcycle options for water. But if you're going to go out and buy water, these little packets of bottled water are just about the best price you're going to find. So we got 24 packs of bottled water, 16.9 ounce bottles for $1.99. Now they were on sale, but at that sale price you're getting 3.16 gallons, which is 24 times 16.9, 3.16 gallons for $1.99. That's 62 cents per gallon. That was the sale price, but it's the price we got. So when you're buying these bottled waters, you get them on sale, you're paying about 62 cents a gallon, maybe more, maybe less, right? I'm going on that sale price, but best case, you're paying about 62 cents a gallon for water when you buy it by the bottle. We talk about it, the recommended is a gallon per person per day. In reality, you probably need more, but that is the recommended amount, right? So you can go out and buy a 1-gallon jug of water. I saw those right now, $1.74 at Walmart. You can buy the 5-gallon jugs, and I saw those $13.48 at Walmart, which is more than 5 times the cost of 1 gallon. But if you want the 5 gallons, and I do confess I have some of those stashed away, you're looking at about $14 each for a 5-gallon jug, $1.74 for a 1-gallon jug, 62 cents a gallon when you go with the bottles, right? So good price. That's not entirely the point of the video, but I want to talk about that. These are pretty common. I have shown these before, these little emergency water packets. So this holds 4.227 ounces of water. So on Amazon right now, it's $13.85 for 12 packets. They call that a 72-hour supply, but at that price, you're paying about $1 per packet, which works out to $32 per gallon. So if you want the water in the little, we'll call them Mylar packets, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to guess Mylar packets, right, you're talking $32 a gallon. So that's kind of inspired me, kind of made me think about things a little bit, think about water storage a little bit. So I did a thing, I've been thinking about it for a while, so I just took a Mylar bag, just a 1-gallon Mylar bag, and this is sort of a 2-person job depending on your setup, and I just filled it up with water, right? So just a 1-gallon Mylar bag full of water. And I looked it up. If you look at the Utah Department of Environmental Quality, they say you can store water in Mylar, of course, as long as it's a clean Mylar pouch. There's no reason you can't store water in Mylar. I suspect that's sort of what these are. I don't know for sure. But you can make them yourself is where I'm going with that, right? So Mylar bag, I just did a gallon of water in a Mylar bag. Now I hit the seal a couple times. You don't want it to leak, right? You certainly wouldn't want it to leak air if you were storing food in it. But that's a nice heavy-duty bag. That's a gallon of water. Now, talking cost compare-wise, so you can get on Amazon right now, I checked it, 50 1-gallon Mylar bags for $20. So that's 40 cents each. That's 40 cents for a 1-gallon Mylar bag. You fill it up with water. I'm not going to calculate the cost of tap water, But that's 40 cents a gallon. So that's cheaper actually than these. Certainly this is more convenient. I mean, you could put a straw in that, but it's cheaper. It's actually cheaper than buying the bottled water on sale, is getting the 51-gallon Mylar bags for 20 bucks and filling them up with water yourself. So if you're looking for long-term water storage, that's an interesting option. So I've never seen anybody, not saying I invented the idea of storing water in a Mylar bag. I haven't seen anybody try that before. You can get 10 5-gallon Mylar bags for $22, which is $2.24. So you can have a 5-gallon Mylar bag full of water for $2.24 versus the 5-gallon jug for $13.48. It starts getting heavier in the 5-gallon, and it's more expensive than 5 1-gallons. Now the thing with Mylar bags, since you're sealing them yourself, you could do half. You could do half-gallon. You could make tiny little packets if you want. But theoretically, it should actually last for a long time in the Mylar. I'm not going to get into water treatment because that really depends on where you're at, what they put in, say, your tap water or the water you're starting with, whether you put a couple drops of bleach in it or something like that. I'm not going to get into that just for the liability of it. I think everyone's tap water, depending on where you're at, may already have different levels of chlorine or whatever chemicals they might be putting in it, so I don't want to go down that road. But in terms of water storage, honestly, I was surprised. Like I said, it's a little tricky. It's probably a 2-person job to fill them up. But if you're just looking for the cheapest way to store water for a long time, I think that's it, guys. 40 cents for a 1-gallon bag. You fill it up with water. I hit the seal a couple times. That should actually last a long time. How long it lasts obviously depends on how it's stored, the chemical composition of what is in the water at the time when you store it. So it might depend. You might be on well water or on a water co-op, right? I can't speak for everywhere in terms of how they treat the water. You can supplement, so whether it's a little bit of bleach or something like that before you store it. And the thing with Mylar, right, if you didn't fill the bag up all the way, you could drain it and reuse it later on if that's something you wanted to do to refresh it. But this should last a while. So if you're just looking for a way to have a couple gallons of emergency water, I think this might be it. I might see more people. You might see more people doing this. I've never seen somebody do it. Maybe they're out there and maybe they've done it. Usually any good idea, someone else has already had it. But I think this works, right? It's been pretty sturdy. It's not leaking. We've been kind of drop testing it a couple times, but if you have extra Mylar bags or if you're just looking for a cheap way to store a bunch of water, that might be something to think about. As I said, it's Mylar, so you could cut the bag in half and seal it in two if you wanted smaller sections. In terms of cost, I mean, so I did the math. You're talking 40 cents a gallon for the Mylar bags versus 62 cents a gallon for the small bottles on sale. $1.74 for a gallon jug at Walmart right now. $32 a gallon for the extra special water in the little drinking pouches. That's a huge difference, $32 versus 40 cents. And so you can make your own. If you wanted to seal the Mylar bags, that's the nice thing about Mylar bags, you can cut them down, you can seal them in any way you want it. So it's an interesting idea. The 5-gallon, if you want to go bigger, $2.24 for the 5-gallon bag. That's still cheaper than, say, a 5-gallon bucket. If you had a 5-gallon bucket of water, you probably wouldn't need the Mylar bag, so it's kind of an either or. But $2.24 for 5-gallon bladder, I mean, you could call this a water bladder if you want. So Mylar bags are pretty cheap, and the advantage is they're very heavy duty. They keep the light out. They keep all the stuff you want out, and it's pretty durable. This is said we've been testing it. We've been kind of beating on it a little bit, and it's holding up. So it's an interesting idea, right? We're just trying to bring you ideas, bring you things to think about. But it's just something I've been playing around with, and I've wanted to try to put some water in a Mylar bag, see what happens. Right? Theoretically, it should work, and it did. It actually worked pretty well. So I want to share that. So just a shout out, we've gotten some new subscribers lately, and we appreciate it. We appreciate the new subscribers. We appreciate the comments, right? Maybe not the snarky ones. Someone left a pretty nasty comment. It was like, well, I hope you appreciate this comment. No, dude, we're not necessarily looking for snarky BS comments, but we do appreciate people that want to watch the videos, interact with the videos. It keeps it fun. It keeps us making the videos. We feel like you're enjoying the videos, and we're all having fun with it. So as always, thank you for watching, and we appreciate you.